Hello, guys, and welcome back to Between the Ropes TV. Now, as Ray and Yas alluded to last night on our weekly live show, it's a very, very busy week. So we've got a lot of previews to get through, a lot of debate, and we've been agreeing too much recently on predictions. I think we can all agree. So with 4 big fights to look forward to, let's hope there's some disagreeing going on. So first, boys, we're going to get into Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva. Now, everybody who's watched this channel for a while knows what I think of Jake Paul. I think this fight's actually absolutely embarrassing. But Yas, I'm going to come over to you first. Break this fight down for me a little bit and, give me some thoughts around Jake Paul, because this is his first fight week with you on the channel.
Well, Jake Paul, what can I say? He's a character. He's a big name, but I feel as though he's coming up against, some people may say this is probably the first real fight that he's going to be in, purely because of the fact that the guy that he's facing in Anderson Silva is about same height as him, or maybe even bigger. And obviously, but I feel as though, like you said, the fight, I'm not really too keen on it. I just feel like it's one of Jake Paul's shows again. He's fighting against a guy who's like 47 years old now. He fights in the UFC. UFC and boxing are completely two different things. If it were to be in a UFC ring, maybe we could be looking at a different kind of outcome. But obviously, he's boxing, and we know Jake Paul. Obviously, everyone says what they want about him, but as time's gone on, he has improved, and he has been actually training like an athlete, because obviously he's got all the resources, etc., to do so. So I just feel as though it's just another one of Jake Paul's shows. But I really, after this fight, he has to fight an actual boxer for me. But I do see him quite walking through this one quite easily. When you're coming up against someone who's almost 50 years old, it's a one-way traffic, to be honest.
Firstly, before we get attacked by MMA people that might stumble across this, should mention it's an octagon, not a ring. But that is about the extent of my MMA knowledge, in fairness, yeah, so I am with you. Ray, can you make me any more excited about this fight than Yas has, or are you with me? It's a shit show.
No, I can't. That's your answer. I know as much about UFC as what you can write on the back of a postage stamp, to be honest. But from what I'm aware of Silva, I mean, he's got a lot of pedigree. He's got genuine fighting experience. They said the same about Woodley. But we're talking about a great in the sport here for that discipline of the sport. So he should be able to look after himself. And what I mean by that is I don't expect him to roll over easily the first time Jake Paul lands a clean shot on him. But Jake Paul's got to find that. He's up against somebody who defensively knows how to look after himself. So Jake Paul's going to find that opening. And that's going to be hard work for someone who's not a natural boxer. Jake Paul is an athlete who's turned himself into some form of boxer through the vast amount of wealth that he's got. He can pay for the best training, the best sparring. Even that's debatable, because you don't know what the sparring partners are doing with him. You just don't know. We haven't got that luxury to see behind the scenes. So it's not the greatest fight in the world. I don't believe YouTube boxing brings eyes and sustains eyes to the sport. But going on this fight, I'm expecting Anderson Silva to win this fight. I can't see Jake Paul. At some point, Jake Paul is going to come unstuck. And all this talk about we need to face an actual boxer, but I don't believe that he beats the very best of these UFC guys. I think they'll take him apart. At the end of the day, he's not a fighter. He's somebody who's getting better at boxing through practice, and that's what it is. Anyone can improve at something through practice. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're any good. And I think this will be the time that he does come unstuck.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's worth mentioning that when Tyrone Woodley did hit him, he had like a 30-second spell. You could see Jake Paul didn't like it, which does sort of suggest whether sparring partners are there for the payday and going easy on him for the confidence boost. Yeah. Who knows? That's speculation. But, just to add a few numbers around this fight, Anderson Silva, so I'll be honest, I Googled him. I've heard the name, as you said, Ray. I know he's got some pedigree, but it turns out he has actually got a bit of a boxing record anyway. So he got stopped on his pro debut in 1998. So that's obviously, as Yas said, he's 47 now, but hey-ho.
I think Yas was just about born then.
I wasn't even born yet.
Well, yes, us old men. I don't remember it in fairness myself, but yeah, no. So that happened. But then in the last few years, he's come back into boxing. He's beaten obviously Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I know, he's a boxer, former world champion, but we all know what's happened with him in the last few years. And then he's also beaten Tito Ortiz, who is another ex-MMA UFC guy. So he has had some success in the ring. So I suppose we'll go predictions. Ray's just said there he's backing Anderson Silva. I'm going to be honest, whether I've watched too much TikTok clips or what, I don't know. But I'm starting to become a subscriber to the conspiracy theories of Jake Paul fights are rigged. There's loads of them we won't go into now, but I'm going to go Jake Paul on a decision. Yes, casting vote. Who wins this fight and how?
I think Jake Paul gets the win, but I feel like it's purely because as the fight goes on, maybe we'll start to see Anderson probably tire a little bit, and then Jake Paul will eventually land. He does have a punch. Jake Paul can crack. So I feel as though the fight will probably end, mid-rounds for Jake in Jake Paul's favor.
Ray, are you going for Silva by stoppage or points?
I'm going to go for a points win for Silva.
Well, there you go, guys. One fight, 3 panelists, if you like, 3 different predictions. Check in for our reaction videos. I should also say we'll be doing our live watch along to the Katie Taylor fight. More info on that later in the week. And yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us on the next one.